Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and it's time to look at game number 16 in our 20 from the Atari 2600 VCS series. And this was an arcade smash hit by Williams in 1982. And this is a very, very good port of it. It concerns the sport jousting in a fantasy world, and this is of course Joust. This was released in 1983 by Atari, Mark Feinstein, and Kevin Osborn. Very, very good port. There's some slight differences in the gameplay, and there are 4 variations, game variations. 2 of them are standard normal difficulty, and 2 of them are easier and made for kids, and this can be 2-player simultaneous play. There are 4 game variations to Joust. The first variation is normal play. Then the second variation is normal play with 2-player simultaneous play. The third variation is very easy 1-player, and the fourth variation is very easy 2-player. In case you've never played the original Joust, you are astride a ostrich, and your goal is to kill all the other enemy guys riding ostriches, and you have to play a leverage game. You want to land on their head from above, or you want to be a little higher than them, little higher plane than they are. And when you hit them, when you win that battle, they will release an egg that you can collect. And you'll want to collect it before too much longer, because it will hatch back into another enemy, and it might be a tougher enemy than before, and there are a total of 3 different enemies. There is a red bird, which is the easiest to kill, and that is a bounder. Then there is a hunter, which is gray, and it's harder. And then the toughest of all is a blue bird, and it's called a shadow lord. And that's all you need to do on each stage, is to kill the enemy and catch its egg. Now, the eggs behave differently in this game from the arcade. They will never land on the ground. They will float upwards and continue to float upwards. Or they might come back down a little bit. They cannot fall in the lava, and you will need to go pick them up, like I said, before they hatch into another enemy. Now, on the easy variations, there will only be 1 enemy per stage to kill. It makes it super easy, and it will only be the red enemy, the easiest. Now, if you spend too much time on a level, or on some stages, he'll just appear right away. You will face a buzzard. And I think every 4 stages, there will be an egg wave. And there will automatically be eggs to collect on the stage. And after a while, yeah, they will change back into enemies. There will be specialty waves every so often, and this is the egg wave. And there will also be a survival wave. You will see a letter to indicate what the specialty wave is. A survival wave gives you 3,000 bonus points if you don't lose 1 life on that wave, and it will be indicated by an S. If you play 2-player simultaneous play, you might play a gladiator wave, and you get 3,000 bonus points for killing the other player first. Yeah, player 1 can kill player 2 just by landing on him, or bumping into him when you are on a higher plane than them. That pterodactyl can be killed, but oh my god, it's hard to do. You have to hit them just right with your lance on their beak. Very, very hard to do. I think it was easier to do it in the arcade than on this. it's easy to accidentally press the flap button. You press the action button to flap your wings. It's easy to do it too much. You don't need to do it as much as you think you do. It seems like the flap button is a little more touchy than it was in the arcade, or at least to me. Yeah, if the enemy gets on a higher plane than you and bumps into you, you will lose a life. You will get an extra life. Oops. You will get an extra life every 20,000 points. And when you lose a life, you will reappear at the bottom, and you will flash for a little while until you move the controller or flap your wings. Oh, got them all. Didn't let a guy hatch. And this is another egg wave. There's that stupid pterodactyl. He's really hard to, like I said, really hard to touch just right with your lance on his beak, and that's the way to kill him. That was the way to kill him in the arcade, but it was so much easier to kill in the arcade. One thing I definitely want to point out, do not hang around on the left or right edges of the screen as you start a new level, because the enemies can appear right there and you might not be ready and they can hit you right away and kill you. So stay in the middle somewhere as a new wave is about to start. But yeah, you might not need to hit the flap button as much as you think you do. The red enemies do not seem to be able to turn around. Oh crap, there's the blue guy, the Shadow Lord. It's very fast. The gray enemies and the Shadow Lord, the blue enemies, can turn around in midair, unlike the red guys. And the blue one is very fast to turn around. Sometimes, if you land on an enemy, you might be able to collect its egg right off the bat. Usually it'll float away and you'll have to go catch it. You can fall in the lava and die. There is no lava lord in this game, and there's another egg wave. I got another extra life. It's every 20,000 that you get an extra life. Yeah, there was a lava lord in the arcade version, and the lava lord was a little hand that would try to grab you as you flew over the lava. And it could sometimes grab you, and you'd have to hit flap repeatedly to get out of its grip. And it could grab the enemies too. Oh crap, there was a Shadow Lord. Ah, damn it, I was not ready for the pterodactyl. But yeah, again, you will see an S as you start the stage at the bottom. That indicates it's a survival wave. Or if you have two players simultaneous play, it might say G for gladiator wave. And then it might say E for egg wave, or P for pterodactyl wave. Yeah, those pterodactyls are hard to kill in this game. Now we're seeing more Shadow Lords. And again, yeah, they can change their direction real quick, so watch out for that. Yeah, as you progress through the game, eggs that you let hatch will start turning into tougher and tougher enemies. Although again, there's only the 3 enemies. The red birds, which are bounders, and they're 500 points. The gray birds that are 750 points, they're the hunters, and the bluebirds that are 1500 points, and they're the shadow lords. All eggs they can be worth more points if you collect a whole bunch in a row. They can be 250, then 500, then 750, and 1000 in succession. Yeah, if you're playing two players simultaneously and you kill the other player, they're worth 2,000 points. But if you play the gladiator wave, then they will be worth 3,000 points if you kill them before they kill you. Don't bother trying to kill the pterodactyl in this game. It seems like you should be able to hit him with your lance, but he still kills you. I'll show you what it looks like to kill him, though. Here's another egg wave. Yeah, don't expect to get everyone every time. You can do a couple small flaps while you're on the bottom platform, and you'll be able to get the first two. And there's a total of 6. I had not played this back in the day when I had my Atari 2600. I was not even really aware that there was a Joust port. Ah, damn it. Get that egg. There we go. Stupid pterodactyl. Get away. Ah, shit. You couldn't see it, but he killed me. I ran into his butt. Shoo. Catch that egg. Ah, goddammit, go away. Oh crap, well I beat that stage, but I still got killed. Now this is the survival wave. And again, if you beat the survival wave, you will get 3,000 points if you did not die on that wave. Now, this is far and away the best game I've ever had on the home version of Joust. Hell, probably both arcade and home. I was never very good at the arcade version of Joust. But it is deservedly a classic, and this is definitely a great home port. I'm really digging this 20 from the Atari 2600 series. I'm glad I decided to do it. There were a lot of great classic games that we're covering in this series. After I finish this game, then we will look at just a brief glimpse at two-player simultaneous play. Those eggs. Damn it! Oh man, I can't believe I got him in time. Yeah, you'll hear that sound if you got a draw. If you bumped right into him on the same exact plane, whoops, then you'll hear that little sound effect, and you both just bounce off each other. But, yeah, again, you might not need to make as many flaps as you think you do. Ah, crap, I got a little crazy with the flap button. You will get 50 points even for dying. So that's kind of nice. You get some points for your efforts. Well, we'll take a brief look at me playing a two-player simultaneous play, even though there's nobody playing in the second player. And there you get 2,000 points for killing the second player. It's kind of nice. And again, you will play a gladiator wave when you have two players simultaneous play. I mean, if you get to that wave, it'll be called a gladiator wave, and then you'll get 3,000 instead for killing the other player if you kill them before they kill you. you get an extra life every 20,000 points, you'll want to try to get these bonuses from the bonus waves. You know, a survival wave, gladiator wave, egg wave, by collecting quickly all the eggs in a row so you can get higher points. It's like I said, the first egg will be 250, and then if you catch a bunch in a row it can be 500, then 750, then 1000 in succession. But that's two-player play. Now let's look at the easy setting for player 1, and you'll see a little teddy bear icon to show that it's basically for kids. And you only play against one enemy each stage, and there are no pterodactyls. There's no special type of wave either. There's no survival wave, I don't believe. There's no egg wave. You still get an extra life every 20,000 points, but it's hard to get to there. Well, I mean, you have to take a long time to get there because you're only facing one enemy at a time. There will still be lava for you to possibly fall in if you're particularly clumsy. Even though this doesn't have the lava lord and the eggs float in a weird way, I mean, yeah, they could fall into the lava, and they could land on the ground in the arcade, and they don't do that here. Even with those differences, this is still a fantastic port of the arcade classic. And here's two-player simultaneous playing on the easy setting. In a little bit, we'll take a look at some interesting tricks that you can get by frying the cartridge. And frying means you take the on-off switch and kind of wiggle it in between. And sometimes with some games you can get some interesting effects, and sometimes they can help your gameplay. For the most part, it seems that it just does weird things or glitches the game or crashes it. And in Joust, I think it's a good idea to fry while it's in demo mode, or no, while you're actually playing a game in the middle of it. I fell in lava on purpose. And here we're going to see me kill the pterodactyl. Sorry, I didn't cut off the top there. Looks weird. Hey, there I killed him. Yeah, the pterodactyl is worth I can't remember, I think he's like 2,000. No, he's 1,000. Yeah, there's a game that's fried. It shows the player 2's likeness somewhere on the screen, but you can go right through him. Really weird. And there's another frying, and it shows like a wall, but you can go right through it. Weird. And there's the player 2's likeness way up there again. And then there was another one I did where I fried the game, and it made my score go up. Just sitting there. What the heck? Kinda useful, I guess. Yeah. Frying isn't good for the cartridge. Whoa, what in the hell? Okay then. Well, never mind. Well, that was Joust, game number 16 in my 20 from the Atari 2600 series. I thank you for watching. I hope you join me for game number 15 coming up soon. Y'all take it easy. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Bye-bye.